Hi guys, Black is here, and I'm making this video to say that I was watching. First of all, I have unsubscribed from the Car Wizard channel. Why? Because I can't stand watching his videos. He really pisses me off. So I unsubscribed from his channel, but his videos still pop up on my timeline. And this morning I saw a video where he was talking about this. I want to say it was a 2010 Mercedes, but I can't really say what year. I don't remember the year, but it was a Mercedes S550. And he was talking about the owner was getting ready to go out of town, was getting ready to drive to Texas or something from Kansas City. And he was talking about, oh, he's not going to make it because he got a bunch of problems. Okay, so then he started to explain the problems. He said the car is leaking water up top in a couple places. Okay, I understand that. You want to fix that. You don't want to drive a car, I don't know how many miles it is from Kansas City to Texas, but you don't want to drive that far with a car leaking water. I understand that. Then he jacks the car up and he shows another, I think he shows another area where the car is leaking water. Okay, whatever. Yeah, you need to fix that. Then they talk about the back of the engine is leaking oil from the cam covers or something, whatever. So, yeah, I can kind of see you want to fix that, but that's not going to stop the car from driving because it's not like pouring out oil, it's just leaking. Small leaks or whatever. Then he comes down to the ball joints and says, oh, the ball joints are bad. I think he said the car had a little over 100,000 miles. And I don't think the ball joints would have been so bad that he can't drive to Texas. If they were, the owner would have said something about the ball joints. The owner just talked about the car leaking water, okay? Then he comes down and he brings the little slim fellow. It's supposed to be the Mercedes expert, right? Now, I don't have a problem, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't have a problem with stuff he say. I have a problem with how the Car Wizard blows it out of proportion. Now the guy, listen to what, I went back and watched the video twice. Listen to the part where the guy says the axle that goes to the front, differential, the drive shaft that goes to the front differential, my fault. He said it was starting to go bad, all right? And when he said that, the Car Wizard goes into overdrive. Oh, you gotta get this replaced. It's going bad. It's shot. It's no good. Now, the guy said he have seen drive shafts get so bad they come out and tie up the oil pan, and he said even bust the block. Then the car, oh, you gotta get this fixed because it could destroy your engine. You know, which would be, I would rather get the drive shaft fixed than have to replace my engine, but it's your choice. And I'm thinking to myself, this mother is tripping. You know, again, the guy said the drive shaft is starting to go bad, right? First of all, the transfer case in that car is hooked to the back of the transmission. The transmission is hooked on a transmission mount. There is a little movement of both units. Not a lot, but a little bit. Then the drive shaft goes to the front differential. The front differential sits on bushing. There is a little movement, but not a whole lot, okay? That U-joint is not going to wear out anytime soon. That man could drive to freaking Texas and back to Kentucky or Kansas City or whatever and go back to Texas, and he can probably do it 5 times and he still won't have to replace that U-joint. The U-joints just don't go bad. Besides, the majority of the power is going to the rear wheels anyway. There is some power going to the front. It's all-wheel drive, 4MATIC, whatever you want to call it. But again, it's going to start making noise before it goes out. I'll tell you a quick story about, I've never had a drive shaft to come out on me, but I did. I was around with my father when we was little. He had a Ford station wagon, I think it was. We were riding down the road, And I remember my father was talking about the U-joints. It was making a clunky noise. He was saying he's going to have to replace it soon. And we ran down the road and the damn thing comes out. It comes off the rear end, and we hear it hitting up against the bottom of the car until we came to a stop. But anyway, so they do go bad. But get back to this. Let me tell you about I had a 96 Tahoe, 4-wheel drive. I didn't know, my U-joint did not make any clonking noise. It wasn't making any kind of noise. Well, it was a noise. I just didn't know it was from the U-joint. What it would do was, when I back up, it would sound like a piece of metal rubbing up against the drive shaft. Is what it sounded like, scraping up against the drive shaft. But I only heard it in reverse. And I've been hearing this for probably a month and never knew. I thought it had something to do with the brakes or something. Well, anyway, there was an old man, a neighbor of mine, who drove a front-wheel drive car. But, I guess he used to have rear-wheel drive car. He was older than me. And he told me, he says, you need a universal joint. And I said, how do you know that? And he said, that's what that noise is. It only did it in reverse. Well, anyway, I replaced the U-joint and the noise went away. But again, the U-joint, it wasn't, a lot of U-joints become loose. This one was stiff as hell. I mean, it was hard to bend the U-joint. It was hard as hell to bend. It was stiff. But I replaced it myself. But again, that Mercedes, that U-joint going to the front is not going to go out. It's not going to separate and rip the oil pan apart anytime soon. That man could probably put, hell, he could probably put 10,000 miles on that damn thing before it even think about coming out. But again, the car was raising all kind of hell. You gotta get this done. It could destroy your motor. And that's what pissed me off about him. He exaggerates stuff. He always exaggerates stuff. And I can't stand that crap. I guarantee you, if that car was European Bob, or you or Asian Bob or whatever, I bet you Bob wouldn't get that damn axle replaced. He'd probably sell the damn car. But anyway, that's all I got to say on the subject. Having a question and comments, leave them.